Hi, welcome to Change Pace Poetry. My name is Leland Jamieson. The last two of these videos have been about UFOs and the fact that those reported in Roswell in 1947 were not indeed the first encounters we have had with UFOs on Mother Earth. The source of the so-called Anunnaki poems that I have been reading very recently is a scholar named Zecharia Sitchin, whose book, The 12th Planet, reflects his findings as a result of the translation of cuneiform tablets that are about 4,000 to 5,000 years old, dug up in the ruins of Sumer, which is in present-day Iraq. So this is a book well worth reading if you'd like to pursue this further. Another book of great interest in this subject is this one, Genesis Revisited, also by Sitchin. And if you really get into this, there's another interesting one called The Lost Book of Enki. And while I'm giving credits to the source of the poem and the background, let me show you my favorite aircraft, which is the Goonie bird. This is the DC-3, some of them still in service, built in early 1930. And finally, a close-up of this plane. One little detail I want to point out that shows you how primitive. These planes didn't fly much above 5,000 feet. Note here, this is a glass window, and there's a handle here, and just the other side of the handle there's a bright line that you'll see rising vertically and parallel with the frame of the window. That's the edge of the glass. They opened these, no pressurization in these cabins. That's why they were limited in the height that they could go to. They'd open the window sometimes and take a satchel through it rather than deplane. Shows you how primitive their communications were. Not much different from the horse. So aviation has come a ways since its centennial. In 2003 we celebrated 100 years of aviation. This Goonie bird represents the first third of aviation, and of course our airliners and fighters and jet tankers represent the end of the second third. But this is not really the first centennial of powered flight. This really is a very young development. The oldest flight really belongs to the Anunnaki and their UFOs. And so I want to read a poem that I wrote for my cousin Charles and his son Mark and his grandson Charlie. They all fly, including the youngster who when I last saw him was about 12 years old, as do all the males in my family. My dad flew the Goonie bird. So the name of this poem is First Powered Flight, No Lie. Up through the loft door, swallows flew with yarn and charmed us farmers talking in the barn. The notion ripened, could a man, too, fly? Or were our daydreams nothing but a lie? We envied bees that pollinated crops, and hawks on thermals, so quickly on prey each drops. A great centennial, 2003, marked man's first powered flight, which set us free, our locomotive legs from stirrup cups, from jack boots, cowboy boots, and high lace-ups, from buckboards springing down those long log pikes, and train wrecks due to wobbly rails and spikes. We fancy we invented powered flight, were first to think it through and do it right, because we've read so little history free of misconceptions, how we came to be. We've burned too many hapless books to know what cuneiform recorded long ago. Revolving in a stretched ellipse around our sun, 36 centuries round trip bound, the beings on the planet Nibiru faced their demise unless they could renew red hues in underground fresh produce squares with grow lamps made of true gold halide flares. An Anunnaki pilot from above brought powered flight to Earth. He was no dove with peaceable intentions, but a hawk who flew his planet's spaceships, just a jock intent on pirating away Earth's gold. In cuneiform, the story is well told. Those Anunnaki working minds got wise. Genetic splicing helped them hybridize from their genes and our own most playful apes, a slave race, us. Thus, they could lounge with grapes while, estressless, testosterone cajoled, we slaved away, obsessed with sex and gold. The playful ape turned hostile with new genes. The Anunnaki, tired of violent scenes we made in every Canaanite farm town, dropped 7 nuclear devices down. They've blackened Sinai's limestone to these days, while Sumer perished beneath their fallout's rays. Now Sumer's tablets, written cuneiform, survive inside Iraq. They can inform a student who desires to know flight's cost, its damage, all the knowledge we have lost, surrounded by the lies half-truths will weave us. Lies we live by till truth more whole reprieve us. Now, I know it's kind of hard to get a poem, especially on a strange subject like this, on the wing by ear alone, especially if you're half deaf, the way I am. So let me direct you to my website, where you will find these poems posted on the Anunnaki Iraq page. If you're wanting to learn how to rhyme easily, you can find that information on the You Rhyme It page. So go to the website, jamiesonspoetry.com, JamiesonsPoetry.com. Go there, check in, get a little more background on the Anunnaki, and I hope you enjoy yourself in that. It's been a pleasure to have you join me. I hope you'll come back next time. Thank you.